So number 29, which was answered incorrectly the most. If you think about what can round to 24, so give me an example of what can round to 24.
We did this one yesterday.
I'm aware.
23.5.
23.5, exactly. So 24 can come from the numbers 23.5 to just under 24.5, like 24.49. So if you look at how far these edges are away from the given value, it's 0.5 away. So in other words, if we're told that the measurement was 24, what that implies is that it's within half a meter of 24. Since things within half a meter of 24 can round to 24. That's what they mean by that. Okay? The next one was 49. And if you were able to answer any of those on the board correctly, give yourself a pat on the back. 49 I remember covering as well. Just to recap, you have the line y equals 5. It's a horizontal line. You have this point, -7, 8. They're asking for the distance from the point to the line. Well, just drop an altitude, and as you can see, it's 3 units away. Because your y-coordinate here is 8, and your y-coordinate here is 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. Okay? Any questions on either of those? Next most frequently incorrectly answered one is 20. Oh yeah, this one is a doozy. So we're going to go over this step by step, starting with what a fractional exponent even means and what a negative exponent means. So we'll start with the fractional exponent. If you have p to the 1/4 power, what is that the same thing as? Good guess. I'll give you a hint. It involves a radical.
1 over radical 4.
Good guess. Yes.
The 4th root of
Nice job. It means the 4th root of p. Therefore, if you have p to the m over n, what is that?
index of n, radical p.
Good. The nth root of p to the m power. The denominator becomes the index of the root, and then the numerator becomes the power underneath the root. It's just definition. So that's one thing. The second thing we need to go over is what a negative exponent is. So, just say these out loud. P to the -1 is the same thing as? Say it louder.
1 over p.
Thank you. 1 over p, or the reciprocal of p. And we'll do one more. P to the -m is the same thing as?
1 over p to the and 1 over p to the n.
Very good. 1 over p to the m. So the negative exponent doesn't do anything about whether the number is positive or negative. It just moves the base from the numerator to the denominator or vice versa. Okay? Those are the basics. Now let's tackle the problem itself. First, let's handle the coefficients. What's 2 times 3? 6. Next, what do you do with exponents if you are multiplying the same base?
Add them.
Very good. Add them. Somebody please tell me the sum of 1/4 and -1/2. You can do it. I believe in you.
Negative 1/4.
-1/4. Thank you. One-fourth minus 1/2 is -1/4. Next question for you. What do you do with exponents when you are dividing the same base? You subtract. How many fourths is 3/2? Use your words. 6. -1/4 minus 6/4 is?
-5. No, -7.
-7/4. Take a look at the answers. Looks like C. So you can take away the negative by putting the base in the denominator. You don't mess with the 6. And then you strip the negative off of the exponent. Okay? That was a tough one. Any questions on 20? Next one, 22. Adding fractions with unlike denominators. Yes! What do I need to do? Find a... Very good, common denominator. So our denominators are 3, r minus 1, and 6. We have to find the smallest number that is a multiple of 3, r minus 1, and 6. Take a guess, or tell me what it is.
6.
Good guess, that's part of it.
-.
Nope. Don't forget about r minus 1. What do you think?
+1.
6R.
Yep. Your least common multiple or least common denominator has to include all the prime factors. Is 3 a prime number? Yes. So it's already a prime factor. Can r minus 1 be factored? No. Okay. Prime. Prime. Is 6 a prime number? No. What is it? The same as? As primes. 2 times 3. So your least common denominator or multiple has to include all the prime factors raised to the highest exponent. So it needs to include 2, it needs to include 3, and it needs to include r minus 1. And the 6 is including 2 and 3. Okay? Back to the problem. You have two options here. You can either put each fraction over the least common denominator, or you can multiply both sides by the least common denominator. It's really personal preference. So let me write it larger. What do you want to do? Convert or multiply? Multiply, you got it. What's my LCD? Very good. 6 times r minus 1. What's 6 divided by 3? 2. What happens to the r minus 1s for this one? Cancel. So you're left with 6. Over here, what cancels? 6. So notice, you have wiped out all the denominators. That's a strategy that, or that's related to a strategy. If you have denominators, you can wipe them out by multiplying everything by the least common denominator. Now it's just simple algebra. 2r minus 2 times negative 5 plus 12 equals r minus 1. 2r times negative 5? Negative 10r plus 10. Yep. So we have negative 10r plus 22 equals r minus 1. I think you can handle the rest. Negative 11r equals negative 23. R equals 23 over 11. Is that an answer? Is it? Yep. So it looks like B. Any questions on 22? Okay, 57. The Heinz number. Is it possible to draw a triangle with sides measuring 13, 21, and 39? Well, pretend that's 39. 13 is a third of that. So like here. And then 21, it's more than a half. So I'll come from this end. So maybe like here. You can't form a triangle here. Like these two sides need to lift up and form a point. It's not possible. You can prove that to yourself. Get a ruler, measure 13 centimeters, 21 centimeters, and 39 centimeters. There's no way you can construct a triangle. Does anyone know the triangle inequality theorem?
The two shorter sides must be greater than the third side.
Excellent. So our two shortest sides here are 13 and 21. What's the sum of those? 34. 34 is not greater than 39. Or in other words, this cannot be drawn because 39, the largest side or the longest side, is greater than the sum of the two shortest sides. Any questions on 57? Next is 19. Another fractional exponent one. So 27 to the negative 4/3 is the same thing as what? Let's get rid of the negative first.
Can you just put them back in?
Sure. Then what? Do you understand the problem?
You're doing like math and right there, you get that.
Yeah, but do you understand why the answer is what it is? No. You can teach a 5th grader to punch numbers in. How can we get rid of the negative?
Put it in the bottom.
Word. What's the 4/3 power mean? Nice job. The third root or the cube root of 27 to the 4th. (27 to the 4th) is the same thing as 27 to the 3rd times. I heard it? 27. Very good. I can split up those radicals. What's the cube root of 27 cubed? False. Try again. 27. The cube root and the cube dissolve each other. They're like matter and antimatter. inverse operations. 27 is what to the third power? 3. So the cube root of 27 is 3. What's 20 times 3? 60. What's 7 times 3? What's 60 plus 21? 81. Trying to show you mental math tricks so the cashiers don't trick you. Okay? Any questions on whatever that was? 19. Okay. Next up, 25. Ooh, a quadratic. We can solve any quadratic. What do you want to do first?
Check 28.
Nice. Let's factor. What's the product? Negative 56. And the sum? 1. What two numbers multiply to be negative 56 and add to 1?
8 and negative 7.
8 and negative 7. If you like nobs, it would be 2z over 8 and 2z over negative 7. Two z over 8,
1z over 4.
1z over 4. This one does not reduce. Please tell me what's the factored form.
Z plus 4. 2z minus 7.
Very good. So now you can set each of those factors to 0. It's called using the zero product property. So from this one, z equals negative 4. And this one, z equals 7 halves. Because you get 2z equals 7. And z equals 7 over 2. Any questions on that one? Next, 63. We had a question like this on one of our quizzes. Find the value of a so that the distance between points with coordinates 2, 5 and negative 6, a is 10 units. I'll go to volunteers. Jordan.
So 10 equals, is like the distance from
Nice.
the square root of parentheses 2 plus 6 squared
Good.
minus
Let's do plus.
plus. Oh, then that's minus. No. 2, it should be 2. Oh, yeah, no, it's 6.
That one's right. Because it's 2 minus minus 6.
Yeah. And then 5 minus a squared.
Good. What can I do next?
10 equals the square root of 8 squared plus 5 minus a squared.
Mm-hmm.
And then take like the square of both sides.
I love that strategy. Because that wipes out the radical.
Yeah. So 100 equals 8 squared plus 5 minus 8 squared. So then 100 equals 64 plus 5 minus 8 squared. Then minus 64.
Nice. I'm going to go with 36.
Equals 5 minus a squared. And then you take the square root of both sides.
Nice.
You get 6 equals 5 minus 6.
Plus or minus.
Plus or minus 6 equals plus or minus.
No, just plus or minus over here.
Okay. And then you subtract 5. Equals -n.
Mm-hmm.
Plus or minus 6 plus 5 equals n.
Jordan, positive 6 plus 5 is?
11.
And negative 6 plus 5 is?
-1.
Very well done. I'm impressed. So it looks like choice C. Any questions on 63? Last one, 52. A triangle cannot be scalene and isosceles. Is that true? Think about it this way. If a triangle is scalene, can it also be isosceles? No. So true. A triangle cannot be scalene and isosceles. Can a triangle, or is it true that a triangle cannot be obtuse and contain a 90-degree angle? It is. Because as soon as you have an obtuse angle, an angle over 90 degrees, like 91, there's no way you can have an angle that's 90 or above, because that would automatically put you over 180. Can you have an obtuse isosceles triangle?
Yeah.
Sure. And in an isosceles triangle, is the base congruent to one of the legs? No. So what they mean there is base not congruent to one of the legs. Good.